The morning sun was barely up, painting the horizon blood orange, when I caught Evelyn Strathmore driving steel stakes into the fence line my great-grandfather strung across our ranch in 1947. It was 5:30 a.m., and there she was, in a crisp blazer worth more than my truck, directing a crew to block the only road to my family's 1,200-acre double-bar ranch. The metal clanged like a warning shot, and she turned to me with a smile sharper than barbed wire. "Just a property adjustment, Mr. Callahan," she said, brushing dust off her sleeves. "Nothing to worry about." "Oh, Evelyn, you had no idea. You thought you could choke out a fifth-generation rancher with a few stakes and a smirk, but I was holding a deed that turned your entire gated community into my legal tenant. What would you do if some city slicker tried to fence off your family's roots? And where are you standing when they try? Because I'd wager your town's got its own Evelyn, scheming to rewrite history. Let me take you back to where this all began, a story of stubborn pride, corporate greed, and a land deal that would make Evelyn's team of lawyers sweat through their silk ties. I'm Lucas Callahan, 42, and the Double Bar Ranch in West Texas is my bloodline. My great-grandfather, Amos, bought this land for $8,000 when Truman was president, back when a gallon of gas cost a quarter. He'd say, "Own the dirt, the water, and what's under it, or you own nothing." That wisdom was my shield 75 years later. This isn't just scrubland and mesquite. It's rolling hills where longhorns graze, a spring-fed creek that never quits. And here's the part Evelyn didn't see coming: mineral rights stretching 3 miles in every direction. Amos was no fool. My dad ran this ranch like a general, teaching me to mend fences before I could ride a bike. When he died in 2020, heart attack during a cattle drive, I inherited more than land. He got a promise to keep this place alive for my son, Ethan, 16, who wants to study geology to understand the rocks he's walked since he was a toddler. This is where I scattered my wife, Rachel's, ashes after she lost her fight with leukemia 4 years ago, under a cottonwood that's seen a century of sunsets. But running 1,200 acres ain't cheap. Taxes hit us for $22,000 a year, plus feed, equipment, and drought insurance that's more like legalized robbery. Every calf we sell keeps us afloat, barely. Enter Evelyn Strathmore, real estate mogul, and my personal nightmare. She rolled into town in 2019, bankrolling Crestview Heights, a sprawling development of 50 luxury homes, $1 million to $3 million each, with a golf course and enough HOA rules to gag a lawyer. Her fortune came from flipping distressed properties during the 2008 crash, profiting off other people's ruin. In summer 2023, she strutted onto my ranch, heels sinking into the dirt, and sat at my weathered picnic table like she owned it. Her perfume, something like lavender mixed with arrogance, clashed with the smell of sagebrush. Over my coffee, she explained how my cattle drives were disrupting her residents' peace. Families who'd been buying our beef for decades were suddenly aesthetic liabilities to her manicured vision. She suggested I reconsider operations by years and to fit her community vision. I offered to reroute the herd, work on dust control reason, you know? She laughed, said, "Let's see how that works out, Mr. Callahan," and drove off in her Range Rover, kicking up dust like a slap in the face. That smile wasn't just smudge, it was a declaration of war. By fall 2023, Evelyn unleashed her plan. She hit us with complaints, fake claims of water contamination, reports of my cattle trespassing, and inspections for fence code violations that didn't exist. Each cost me $300 to $600 to fight, draining our savings. She spread rumors at the local country club, calling my ranch a health hazard and a haven for vagrants, not a working operation feeding half the county. But she underestimated a former Army Ranger with a kid who'd inherited his mother's grit. Ethan, researching Evelyn for a school project on local developers, dug up dirt that made my coffee taste like ash. Her wealth came from shady land deals, and Crestview Heights had dodged environmental permits, diverting creek water illegally. Everything she accused me of, her development was doing tenfold. I fired back, filing complaints with the county, the EPA, and the water board, armed with Ethan's drone photos showing her illegal diversions. Things heated up when a county official, Torres, whispered that Evelyn had funneled $75,000 to Commissioner Vance, who'd greenlit her permits. The same commissioner was now scrutinizing my ranch while ignoring her violations. It felt like my ranger days fighting a rigged system, not just a person. One night, Ethan found me on the porch, staring at the creek where Rachel loved to fish. "Dad," he said, channeling his mom. "They play dirty, so we play smarter." So I did. When Evelyn sent a survey crew to mark my access road, claiming it was hers, I recorded it all. Her foreman stammered. She said this was Crestview property. Her Range Rover screeched, and minutes later. "Routine boundary check," she purred, but her eyes flickered when I showed my survey records. "This road's mine, Mrs. Strathmore," I said. She sped off, tossing out, "Enjoy your little ranch, Mr. Callahan. Hard times are coming." Winter 2024 brought her next play, claiming water rights to my creek. Her lawyers filed for an injunction to block my cattle from drinking, backed by a press release painting my ranch as a pollutant. But my attorney, Walter Gaines, a grizzled lawyer who'd handled Dad's estate, found a gem in our 1947 deed. It granted us full water and mineral rights across a 3-mile radius. Evelyn's legal team missed what a rookie should have caught. You can't steal water someone owns outright. While Walter prepped our counterclaim, Ethan's geology club tested the creek, proving Crestview's diversions were muddying it. A Crestview security guard, Lopez, a former Marine, tipped me off that Evelyn ordered him to cut my fences. I told him, "Need honest work? Call me." He sent photos of her bribing county officials. By March 2024, Evelyn escalated, erecting a gate across my road with a Crestview residents-only sign. I faced her down, coffee in hand, as she stood by a deputy, grinning. "Property management," she called it, claiming my road crossed her land. Walter's survey proved it was mine, and Crestview's main entrance crossed a 60-foot easement we never sold. I could shut them down anytime. Then Ethan found the real prize. Evelyn was fronting for a shale oil syndicate, buying land for drilling. She'd sunk millions, thinking she could bully me out. She didn't know our deed included mineral rights under her entire development. I showed the deputy, Officer Hayes, my survey. He nodded, saying, "This is his road, ma'am." Evelyn's Range Rover roared off, leaving a cloud of dust and rage. April brought the knockout. Walter confirmed our deed made us owners of minerals under Crestview, worth $60 to $100 million over 20 years. Evelyn's syndicate had burned $25 million on a plan my great-grandfather's signature wrecked. I sat by Rachel's cottonwood, whispering, "Amos was a genius, love." I built a team. Ethan's geology club, documenting violations, Lopez, feeding intel, Walter, wielding law like a machete, and Martha Reed, a retired IRS agent, tracing Evelyn's shell companies. Our cameras caught her crew slashing my tires and dumping chemicals to frame us. When Evelyn offered $3 million to buy me out, I recorded her admitting to bribes and threats. "Cooperate, or things get ugly," she hissed. Texas's one-party consent law made that tape a prosecutor's dream. June 2024 was Evelyn's last gasp. The state sent Inspector Klein, a syndicate ally, to shut me down. Ethan's club turned our ranch into an environmental model, with data proving we were cleaner than Crestview. I invited the state attorney general and green groups to watch. Klein faltered as Ethan presented evidence of Crestview's pollution. I dropped the mineral rights bomb, showing our deed. The investigator grilled Klein about his syndicate ties. News crews caught Evelyn's meltdown as her office was searched. Justice for Double Bar went viral. The final showdown hit July 10, 2024, at the county commission. The room overflowed media, ranchers, FBI. I presented our deed, Ethan's data, and Evelyn's recorded threats. Her voice echoed, admitting to corruption. The crowd roared when Walter revealed our mineral rights covered Crestview. Evelyn was arrested for racketeering, bribery, and environmental crimes. The commission revoked her permits, and cheers shook the walls. August brought justice. Evelyn got 20 months and $3.5 million in fines. Her syndicate collapsed. Klein and Commissioner Vance faced prison. I used the mineral rights revenue to build Rachel's Conservation Center, funding Ethan's UT Geology Scholarship and habitat restoration. The Double Bar Act now protects ranchers from corporate grabs. I sip coffee by the creek, watching Ethan's students test water, the land thriving. Evelyn thought she could fence us out, but we fenced in her empire's ruin. Share your land grab story below. Simeon's fighting their own Evelyn, and they need to know they're not alone.